Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Meeting of the Mad Hares. We are continuing our discussion of Year of the Black Rainbow. I am joined by Concert Cruiser,
Good evening.
Grumpy Cobalt. She's here in spirit, and Rusty Helm.
Hey y'all.
Welcome to our lurkers both in call and on our recording. I hope everyone has had a wonderful time. This book is getting crazier and crazier, and I want to scream. I will preface this. I accidentally overread what we had planned to do, and so yeah, I'm going to have to be very hush hush about the when we get to the end of this week's discussion period. Because dang, next week's going to be
Are you
crazy,
curious
guys.
to read? Are you curious to check out the graphic novels now?
Maybe I don't know. It really depends on how much I want to see this antagonist. I want to see him burn, but I don't know if I'm ready for the emotional roller coaster that probably is the rest of this job.
I will say, Cruiser, I am interested in the graphic novel about as much as I am in like all the other stories that we started on this. It's like the Death of Bishop's Keep. The I we still gotta go through the third Powder Mage book eventually. Uh, it's like our list of books is just ever increasing. It's like
Yeah, it's like we have definitely been introduced to other reading
Well,
troves. So yeah,
look at it this way: they're graphic novels, so you can finish them in like what 20 minutes.
depends on how thick the graphic novel is. I can. It takes me a while to read some graphic novels because I sit there and look at pretty pictures.
They are pretty.
yes, and it's like I'm getting into the bad habit of I think I have 100 uh mangas that I've yet to read because I've just been getting them on sale and I've never actually sat down to read them. So it's like I'm slowly chipping away at My Hero Academia. I think I'm on 25, 26 out of
Yeah.
42.
And this is why I get manga at the library and just read them one volume at the time.
Well, to
Uh,
start, to start this meeting, we have chapter 12 where we see Pearl locked up in uh, Wilhelm Ryan's dungeon, for lack of a better word.
Oh my
Or
gosh,
basically,
that man.
she's in, yeah, I mean, now she's actually like in a coffin of some sort, but is she like lying down or is she propped up? Did they? Did they?
I think in my mind's eye, she's like laying face up. I think.
In
Yeah,
my
she has.
in my mental image of the description, she's like suspended, but she's like standing, but she's like encased in a glass coffin.
Hmm. Just that basically means that she has to sleep standing up.
Well, here's the
Yeesh.
thing: I don't think she's slept yet.
Yeah, because as we find out as this chapter goes on, because I gotta say, I thought this chapter was just gonna be a bunch of filler, but it was fascinating to see her kind of slip into madness because uh, for those of you who have read as well, basically we it's played out as if this has gone over the course of months, just to find out at the very end that it hasn't even been a day.
Yeah, he
something I want.
did something to her
Something.
to basically make her where she lost all concept of time.
Yeah,
Something.
and that there's the
Something I want
question.
to.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Something I just want to bring up on that is like I'm wondering if he's using some type of Naruto reference, genjutsu, if you know what that means, or if you
Nope.
know what that is.
Oh, from Naruto.
So yeah, so in Naruto, there's a type of jutsu called genjutsu that essentially warps your sense of all your senses. Um, there's one primary antagonist, Itachi, who in two examples, he used against Kakashi in like to where he was where he had Kakashi in the middle image of being stabbed multiple times for months or years
I thought
in
it
the
was
span
72
of
hours.
seconds. It might have been that. I'm not entirely sure on the details. It might have been 72 hours.
Like 72 hours of
and
straight torture happening in like the span of a couple seconds.
Yeah, there's that. And one that I recently heard on like a study of Itachi, major well, spoilers for those that haven't read about like his backstory. Um, when he went to carry out the assassination of his clan, he had a girlfriend. And now, why he didn't spare her or why he couldn't spare her, I have no idea. But what he did was that he used a genjutsu on her to where she lived out her entire life with him to the point where she died of old age in the span of seconds. So I'm wondering if Ryan is using something like that on Pearl.
Well, I personally would be along the lines of he's probably using some kind of drug, because they do she does mention that they have like tubes going into her, and she assuming that there's some kind of like nutritional drip, but that might not be the only thing that's being pumped into her at this point.
Possible.
Plus, not to mention at the very end of the chapter, Ryan tells like, "Look, touch your fingertips together. You'll see like your nails have not grown," which I don't know. Nails grow pretty slow.
Yeah, but if she's thought that she'd been in there for literally months, your nails would have grown in that time to a noticeable degree.
So what do you think is actually going on? At least with her fingernails, because that is an interesting point.
It was just a thing to prove that she hasn't been in there for months. She's barely been in there a day. It was just a conscious thing that she could do herself that he can't manipulate because no one's touched her.
But it does beg the question though, like, did she, if months have passed, but her fingernails haven't grown, then what has he done?
Nothing. It hasn't been months. It's only been a slip of her mind.
Yeah, I'm with Countess on this. I seriously doubt that it's actually been months. And also, let's contrast this to Leonard's timeline, because how long has Leonard been at this?
Well, we also have because like when they were showing Pearl, like Leonard didn't know that she had gone missing for about 24 hours before second in command guy showed up and was just like, hey, by the way, we kidnapped your wife. So I think like this mental state of her going through like this turmoil is actually a flashback to right before the doctor was informed of her abduction. And at the end of chapter 12, where she starts screaming, is actually when they start live streaming her actual location to the doctor.
Right.
So that was like from her abduction to her husband finding out she was taken. That is the entire time she thinks that months have passed, and it's only been about a little over probably 24 hours.
Right, because I was thinking like Leonard did specifically say that he hadn't seen her in like a couple days or or 24 hours. So between those two times, it could not have been months.
But like the time that actually Ryan had Pearl was several days, because there was the time period from the doctor getting his assignment to him actually delivering it. That was a couple of weeks?
About that.
Yeah. So the full time that he had her was a couple weeks. The time that that we're actually reading where she thinks months have passed, that is like literally about a 24-hour period.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
But
the
that
whole.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just that whole chapter just came out so much better than I thought it was going to.
One thing, like the first, I hadn't had a chance to go back to it. When I read Heaven, I'm in Heaven. I was just thinking that I was just thinking that little tune like Heaven, I'm in Heaven, like her trying to convince herself like, okay, this is no problem. This is I'm great. I'm great. This is great. I will not let him break me. I will not let him break me. It's like just think of delightful images of him dying brutally.
Yes.
It's like that meme of the dog sitting in a burning building.
Yeah, this is fine.
Well, like it kind of had me thinking of back in like the Holocaust. There was, I forget the guy's name, but there was I think one prisoner who was able to maintain his mental stability because he would physically, like, not physically, mentally just zone out to the point where he is like completely detached, and so he was able to keep his mind intact when horrible things were being done to him. So going to your happy place is a viable option. It's just I don't think Pearl had the mental capabilities to withstand long-term torture, and then having her the entire thought of like she has held out for months at this point, and she thinks that she's doing great. She's withstanding this guy and sticking it to the man, and then finds out it's only been a few hours, honey. And that's just like, oh shit, I'm so screwed.
And the other thing too that I'm like you were suggesting that she might have been drugged, which is an option, but it's like we are also talking about Ryan here, like Willem Ryan, who's got untold amount of like different powers or whatnot. It's like he could very well have like mind control powers beyond belief. So it's like there's no telling what they're doing to her.
Yeah, we don't really know the extent of the powers of the Triune Mage. Like, we don't really understand the full extent of the Mage's powers to begin with. We just, like, kind of figured they were long-lived. But, yeah. So, yeah.
Going back to the age-old Gandalf tactic of a wizard did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next chapter. Leonard seems to be up to something, so much that he. I wish I reread the chapters, but basically, like, he didn't tell the others something that was going on in his head. Oh, I think if I remember correctly, it was being visited by Defton Wolf. That he couldn't tell them.
I think he told him. Because Coheed was all gun-ho about trying to go and find Pearl.
Yeah, and they do know about like or they eventually find out about the monster.
Mm-hmm.
They're just all like we know that you'll never actually do it, right? Right?
But yeah. It's like, for those, I can't remember if we discussed this last week. The monster is a super virus that Ryan wants the doctor to make in return for his wife's safe return. That can literally basically kill everyone.
In the entire galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
But Leonard starts to think that he's as bad as Ryan, though. How did he come to that conclusion?
He's willing to create a virus that's going to kill millions of people to save one life who is probably also going to end up dying. It's like, dude, it's like you get into that headspace, you could, but like, I could do this. And that could easily lead you down the thought process of like, I'm not that different from my enemy. I could and have the capability to do this horrible thing. And it could easily lead your mind to spiral.
Yeah, and it's like
But I guess the big difference though is that uh, Leonard didn't want any part of this, like at all, but he was forced into it.
Yeah, that still doesn't negate the fact that he's like, the fact that I don't want to do this doesn't negate the fact that I can. It's like the fact that that's the only difference between me and this horrible man who wants to destroy everything I know and love is is a very slim my own desire to not want to. The slim case of morality difference is the only thing keeping me from him. It's like our capabilities are not all that different.
That and some people do have like different levels of morality. Like when you let me see if I can word this coherently. Uh, it's like when you start like going down dark paths like that, you start to compare yourself to the villain. Now, objectively, it could be debatable, but it's like in the moment, the person actually doing it will probably feel like can probably feel that they are no different than the monster they hate or that they're forced to work with. It's like the whole stance on morality is very vague. So it's like where one person thinks that you're not the same, it's like another person would think that you are. So it's a very
Yeah,
tricky subject.
but he essentially though has a gun to his head though.
In some, I mean, it's like to some people it doesn't matter. It's like to their mind, it's like a good person would rather take the bullet than to adhere to a tyrant's rule. But he's still willing to, but him willing to go through this to save his wife. To him, he feels no different than Ryan. Now, let me pinpoint like the word feel, like whether he feels or thinks. It's yeah, it's like yeah, objectively looking from the outside looking in, yeah, we're sympathetic toward Leonard because again, he does have a gun to his head. His wife was unjustly taken, and he's doing anything that he can to get her back. To him, he's still complicit and uh, being an accomplice to a virus that can potentially kill billions to a tyrant that he absolutely loathes and hates.
I guess.
I know
But
I know it's very tricky, and I'm not trying to come up with any kind of definitive answer. It's like it's just me trying to make it coherent. Emphasis on trying.
and but moving on though, the dragonflies come up again, and I actually wanted to show you guys this. This is actually their first album cover. Coheed and Cambria's second stage Turbine Blade, and you'll notice the dragonfly.
Dragonfly with stinger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this, uh, so these dragonflies have played a part since book one, and keep in mind we're reading the prequel. By the time we get to the first book, these were already implemented. So this is just how much thought this man has put into the story.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can definitely tell that that he's definitely going all out on this story. It definitely shows.
Mm-hmm. And but anyway, uh, let me just check my notes here. The first, the, see, we have the line here. The first step to knowing is realizing how little we actually know. And to be honest, we don't. We're not. I honestly believe we're not meant to know everything. There are some things that we just really should not look into. You can easily look at medical records to see some of the human atrocities we've done to our own kind and other species to know, what, maybe we shouldn't have dabbled in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, best not to stare too deeply into the abyss.
yeah, like I get, like we all have, we're kind of curious to see what happens if you did this and what would happen, but there's there's so many things that we are just
Question.
not we're not meant to know, and plus, not only that, but also if you actually try, doing experiments on people, who knows what the risks will be. And we're kind of seeing that now with, not to get political here, but a lot of transitional surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps that there's just some things where we're not meant to know, and we're not going to know. And you know what? That's okay. There needs to be mysteries in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's like we don't need to find every single way how to split the atom.
mm, and we also get our first kiss between Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah.
But did you guys feel like this romance came out of nowhere, or do you think that it's been bubbling there ever since?
I felt it was a little rushed.
I mean, it's been.
Mm. Yeah, because
I
the
mean,
book. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's been bubbling ever since they were in the tube. So.
But they didn't really say, or at least they didn't say in the book, that there was like feelings growing between them. Or if they did, there wasn't very much.
Well, like, I feel like, okay, so, like, the feelings growing between them, yeah, I understood that, like, Kohi had feelings for Cambria and Cambria had feelings for Kohi, but, like, the actual build of, like, them interacting, a lot of it is, quote-unquote, off-screen. And I'm just like, y'all working in a romance into this space opera, and I am kind of disappointed with the, romance building and relationship construction versus the amount of gore I've had to read for this book.
Not only that, but also dude, you named your band after these two people. You might want to show that they do have deep feelings for each other.
I was not impressed with the romantic buildup of these two.
Mm. Yeah,
Which
really
basically, in my opinion, just boiled down to, oh, pretty lady, I get to kiss.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way too, because, like I said, I've read the graphic novels. It's clear that they do care for each other, but this is the prequel. This is where I'm supposed to see everything, and it was just meh.
Yeah, that one was kind of built up, but also I was a little bit like side-eyeing the doctor. I'm just like, you named your kill switch for knowledge and beast, which, by the way, you didn't put one in Inferno because you just didn't think about it. But you also named the kill switch after not your wife, not your kid, the first person you thought was pretty in high school that you didn't even have a relationship with. Excuse me, sir? Like, is this a guy thing where y'all just, like, always remember the first girl you'll think was pretty and wanted to pull her pigtails? Or is that just, what the heck?
To be honest, I never understood the whole concept of teasing somebody means you like them. Like, really?
I reiterate, what the heck, Doctor?
But also, we do have to ask, though, why did Doc separate Inferno from them?
Because Inferno doesn't have a kill switch built in.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because the doctor didn't think, oh, I'm making these superhumans. Let's not... The one that I put most of my DNA, my intellect, and my capabilities into, let's not put a kill switch in him. But let's do the other two, who I am over, like... And the thought process behind that was like, oh, wait, I designed these things to be unfeeling creatures of destruction, but this one is starting to look like he's having a crush on the other one.
Hmm.
Your thought process confused me, Doctor.
Yeah, and continuing that thought process, what is he planning for Coheed and Cambria? Because I didn't quite get where that was going. And even when we go into the next chapter, I still don't get it.
I'm trying to remember if No, he handed them over in this chapter. Him handling. Okay, so he basically made both of them like a two-part serum for the monster.
Okay.
So, okay.
Essentially, from what I can understand, it's like he was essentially giving in to Ryan's demands in a roundabout, loophole-y kind of way. Because not only was Ryan wanting the monster, he was also wanting Cam and Co.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if he puts this little serum in them, uh, like what's going to happen if these two, for lack of a better word, term come together?
Uh,
I thought I thought that he explained that they cancel each other out. I think.
yeah. Because, like, what he was saying was that to get the actual monster, you would have to basically reconstruct it using Cam and Kohi, because like they hold like within their blood. It's not just like them in particular. It's like they are the counter now. Basically, the catalyst for both of them, but you have to basically reconstruct it out of them.
Mm-hmm. So, but how? So, okay. So, I guess what I'm trying to ask is that Ryan would actually have to kill them both to get to this little serum.
I don't think that would be stopping Ryan. I think it was like, no, because I think that if he killed them, he would also lose the live virus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
And
get.
go ahead.
So from what I understand, like what Leonard did was essentially like killing Cam and Co. Uh, Ryan loses the virus. If uh they if any of his men have quote unquote fun with Cam, they essentially contract the virus, and the only one that is immune to it is Co, who has the second part of it. So it's like with them coming together, it's like it makes no difference. But like anybody else, that's death. Um, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's like I think Leonard was essentially like uh, trying to countermeasure every loophole that he can find, where uh, he'll be given the virus to him so he can get his wife back, but it won't be a virus that Ryan can easily extract, and he'll be given Cam and Co. But he won't. But they won't be able to kill them. Otherwise, they lose what they were going after.
And they can't hurt them without hurting themselves.
Right.
Interesting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will admit that I forgot to read chapter 16. So I will let these two talk it out, and I'm just going to have to know. I'm gonna have to know the spoilers here then.
Uh, Chapter 16 was just Pearl's transfer back, correct?
I
Right.
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, I want to talk about Josephine.
Okay, please do.
What the heck? This guy makes a fourth one? The priest specifically told him only 3. You are deviating from the plan, my good sir.
Yeah, and the book constantly emphasizes that Josephine is essentially a rushed plan that Leonard didn't think all the way through.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. It's like this won't end horribly.
Well, if you want to talk about something horrible, in the first album here that I showed you, Second Stage Turbine Blade, let's see, there's a song on here where I need to look up the name of it. This is going to drive me crazy here. Cody, Cambria. Down to okay, yeah, Devil in Jersey, where basically the chorus line is "Sweet Josephine, will you follow me back home?" And this is about that takes place within the first graphic novel where Josephine gets roughed up and R-worded.
Oh dear.
Yes.
But like,
so Countess, how do you feel about these graphic novels now?
I will see if I can find if a library has them, because I don't know if I want to spend money on something like this, because it's like the amount of gore and it feels a little bit too much from what I tend to read. I tend to like to read light and bantery like novels. This one just is like a lot of blood and gore, and I'm just like,
Yeah, and this is the book that we're reading. It's like you're trying to get us into the graphic novels. It's like with the pictures,
It's like
where we
the
actually
most,
see all the graphic gore.
like, the most gory thing that I have that's a visual thing is like the Hellsing Ultimate series, and that I have to take in small doses, because dadgum, I think they ran out of red paint making that show.
and and with me, it's like I own the first part of Berserk. I have yet to open it. It's like I have seen the first page before, and I'm like, well, that's a tone setter.
Well, if it helps, what I possibly could do is send you pictures of the first few pages, and then you guys can decide from there.
I could probably look it up.
Okay.
But yeah. It's like, my dude,
It's
like, I tend to read fluff.
Hey, I enjoy fluff too. Don't get me wrong. Because all jokes aside, as much as I like horror, metal, and I'm proud of my hospital job, you are surrounded by dark clouds all day. It is nice to have something wholesome to escape into once in a while.
Yeah, that I can believe. It's like I've heard stories about like hospitals, and yeah, it's not all white rooms. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily blame you for wanting the fluff. However, like I said, this was a book that I was waiting to start reading with you guys, and I did not think it was going to go in this direction. At least this particular book, because like I said, I knew it was a prequel. But wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, it's definitely interesting. I don't know if I'm going to continue to want to hang out in this world, though.
Well,
yeah, it's like
in mind, the book is almost done, and then you get to take a break.
Yes.
yeah, I am enjoying this book. It's like where I put it on the priority list of stories to continue, I have no idea.
It's like, I'm still emotionally trying to prepare myself to try and read the last Powder Mage main book. Like, and like, that one has like the grit and the grime to it, but it's not as detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many chapters do we have left here?
Okay. 1 second.
So, what kind of? So, were we wanting to talk about 16, or were we gonna want to leave that for next week?
I thought you guys were talking about 16. No, by all means, go ahead. Talk about 16.
Like, 16 was not all that much. It was basically just, Wolf getting pissed that, the doctor basically did what he was asked to, but also tricked them. And then, Ryan being like, oh, well, we can do something similar about giving him back his wife. And then, Pearl gets released. She's loaded up onto a carrier, with, Wolf, and is being transported back home. And he's being chit-chatty, trying to be cordial, and she's not having that BS. I mean, who wouldn't? And he kind of is like letting her know that her husband did what they wanted him to do, which was create this major virus. He's just leaving out the fact that he made it so they can't technically use it. So he's basically getting her into a mindset of, I'm going to hate my husband now.
Putting it lightly.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stop talking now because I accidentally, again, read 3 additional chapters, so I'm going to be quiet now.
Okay, so which additional chapters did you read? Like, where did you stop at?
I stopped when I realized I was at chapter 19.
Okay, so so do you want to read up to chapter 20?
Dude, I'm okay just finishing this book. Because there's only 21 chapters and an epilogue after this.
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm currently on starting on chapter 17, so it's like
Yeah, so for
Okay,
Cruiser
then I
be
guess
16 to the end, like we're finishing this thing.
all right. Okay, so it's been one gory yet intriguing journey, and next time we gather, we are finishing Year of the Black Rainbow.
That we are. And then it'll be my turn.
Hey, and she's like, "Thank God."
it's, like I said, it's like I said, it's
I
like,
might be a total hypocrite going into this because the book I have on this is a murder mystery, so yeah. I don't know how gory this one is.
Yeah, she's like, don't worry, people. She has a Bluey book on standby.
If I want okay, let's just say this.
Instead of
Rusty, go ahead.
Go ahead. Instead of Bluey, she has her favorite Sombershy fic.
Sombershy or Severus Snape adopts Harry Potter. Those are actually some pretty good there are some pretty good cute adoption stories there.
Oh, okay.
But
Right.
it's like let's just put it this way. If the last 5 or so chapters of this story completely traumatized me, I'm making you read Just Stab Me Now.
Just Stab Me Now?
Yes.
Never heard of it.
If you don't watch this one particular YouTuber, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, sure, why not? I sat through all the Terrifier movies. What more could happen?
It's nothing like the Terrifier movies. But if we are staying the course and I stick to this, I have the other book, which is by Peter Laws, called Purge. And this one is the murder mystery.
Alrighty, well.
So let's see how traumatized Countess gets. Shall we? Okay.
Alright, guys, this has been a really great discussion with you all.
Okay. I look forward to the end of this book.
Me too.
Okay.
You can finally
E3.
Yep.
You can finally say you've read your $300-something book.
Yes, and they actually just released another graphic novel. It's supposedly meant to tie up the rest of the series. So, but I have not started that yet. Yeah.
So the series is coming to an end?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many graphic novels is in it total?
Let's see. There's the 3, and then I have the 3 that I just got over there. But I think one is like a second volume to something. So I think we're gonna say 6 altogether.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Not too bad. Okay.
You want
thank
to
you all.
read 'em?
I am not committing to anything until I know my mental state after this book. Okay, everyone. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll be continuing and concluding our discussion of Year of the Black Rainbow next week, and we'll see y'all then. Bye bye.
All right, good night, everyone.
Bye, y'all.